A Grand Old Tree by Mary Newell de Palma.
A Grand Old Tree by Mary Newell de Palma. Once there was a grand old tree.
This page tells me about a grand old tree. That was also the title of the book. I think the main topic will be something about the tree.
Her roots sank deep into the earth. Her arms reached high into the sky.
It says that her arms reached high into the sky. Now reach your arms way high in the sky. You know, the tree branches are kind of like our arms. So that's what it's talking about. Her tree branches are the arms.
She was home to many creatures. Birds nested among her branches. Squirrels scurried through her leaves. Caterpillars and ladybugs crawled about.
So this tells us that the tree was home to many creatures. What kind of creatures do you see in the picture? Birds and squirrels, bugs.
The grand old tree flowered. Bore fruit. And sowed seeds. She had many children.
And when she sowed her seeds, that means the seeds flew off the tree, and they grew in the ground, and she had many children. What were her children? The children were baby trees.
They changed the landscape for miles around, perhaps even farther than the old tree knew.
Now if we look at this page, the author tells us that the tree changed the landscape for miles around, perhaps even farther than the old tree knew. So you see the bird, he's picking up one of her seeds. He's flying far away. He could drop one of her seeds far away, and one of her baby trees could grow there.
The grand old tree lived a long, long time. She basked in the sun, bathed in the rain, swayed in the breeze, and danced in the wind. She grew and shed.
Now I'm looking at these pictures, and this is the grand old tree. Now look how the grand old tree started out, like a little baby tree. And she grew flowers. And then look right here, she doesn't have any flowers. What season do you think this is right here? Probably winter time. Here's the grand old tree again. She has lots of different colored leaves, red ones and orange ones. I bet that means it's fall. So this is kind of showing how the tree grew throughout all the seasons.
Many millions of leaves. At last, the grand old tree was very, very old. Her branches no longer swayed and danced, but cracked and snapped in the wind.
And it tells us that on this page that she was very old. She no longer swayed and cracked and danced in the wind. What do you think is going to happen to the tree?
Finally, she fell, and snow gently covered her.
So the tree died. The tree no longer flowered. It no longer bore fruit. It no longer sowed seeds.
The old tree died. She no longer flowered, bore fruit, or sowed seeds. But she was still home to many creatures. Raccoons nested in her trunk, centipedes crawled along her branches, and lichen grew on her bark.
So that even though the tree died, she was still home to many things, and many animals still needed her. The raccoons needed a place to hide, the centipedes needed a place to crawl, the lichen needed to grow in her bark. It's a kind of like a mold.
The grand old tree slowly crumbled. She became part of the earth. Today the roots of her grandchildren sink deep into this earth. Their arms reach high into the sky. They are home to many creatures. Just like the grand old tree.
All right, ready? A lot of steps, my friends, so make sure you're paying attention. You are going to go to Doodle Buddy. You are going to draw me 4 pictures. You're going to draw me 1 picture of the grand old tree in the springtime. Okay? With its tree and its fruit that it bore. Okay? You're going to save that picture, hitting your tools, and you're going to save it to your photo album. You're going to trash it. Next thing you're going to do, you're going to draw me the grand old tree in the winter. What would the tree look like in the winter? With its arms stretching out wide, okay? Save it to your camera roll. Trash it. The next thing you're going to draw is you're going to draw me the tree in the fall. Draw me the grand old tree in the fall. What did it look like? With all its different colored leaves. Okay? And then you're going to draw me the grand old tree in the summer, that when it is flowering. Okay? Don't forget to save each picture to your camera roll. Then you're going to go out of Doodle Buddy. You're going to go to Pick Kids. You're going to add those pictures of the grand old tree, how it would look in the spring, the summer, the fall, and the winter. You also need to make sure that you type in the title of the story so that we know what you're talking about, the grand old tree. The grand old tree. So you're going to type in the grand old tree. You're going to add your 4 pictures to your Pick Kids. Make sure you save the link and put it into Seesaw Journal.